Hey, what up, everybody, and welcome to episode number 157 of the Unknown Games Podcast, a show where we talk about video games and, of course, our life in Japan sometimes. When there is news, this week there is not a lot of news coming out of, well, really, I mean, it's January. There's not a lot happening. People are just now starting their year, kind of still, even though it's the end of January. But to move on and to introduce myself, I'm Adrian, your host, and join with me, the co-host who's been resurrected, died, come back 4 times, I think, at this point. Alex.
Holy fuck!
That's a lot of times. What's up, man? How's it going?
It's good. How are you?
It's been good. I mean, it's been cold in Japan. I guess if like the only news that has happened has been it's been freezing. Like I've had to use my my heater for once. I have a space heater, but like the kind of what is it, the air condition like heating, whatever. Unit.
Oh, just the one that's in your air conditioner, right?
Yeah. I guess our wall heater, I guess is what you would call it. For the first time this week, well, last week was the first time I've started using it, but yeah, it's been cold.
Yep, it's been cold. It was like it was snowing in Kyoto actually, like last week or something like that.
Dude, it was snowing Friday or Saturday night here.
Oh, in Tokyo? I didn't realize.
I walked outside. I thought it was raining earlier, and so I went to convenience store and it was raining a little bit, and then when I walked out, it had just turned to snow. It was just snowing for a little bit.
Yeah, it usually snows on average like once a year in Tokyo, so we might have another snowfall later this year, but it's typically in February, so it's about on schedule, I would say.
Yeah, it's about on schedule. So far, the weather...
Yeah, it's cold.
It's been good. Good and cold. It's been good and cold.
Well, I'm hoping it'll warm up a little bit, just because, like, I mean, it's not unlivable, but, you know, it's just nice to have a little like warmer weather, yeah.
Yeah. So, like I said, we don't have too much to talk about today, but we do want to say thanks to everyone who's been subscribing from, of course, a couple of our videos. If you watched the Steam Deck video or even the Persona 3 portable videos, getting some good views there, some good likes as well. So we got to say thanks for watching those. And also our Grand Blue video that went up too. If you are watching those, be sure to tell your friends and family, whoever you're listening to or in your ear. I'm tripping out really hard right now, but anyways, tell them to like and subscribe the video too. Listen to us, we're good, or watch us, whichever one you want to do. Whichever one you feel like doing. Anyways, releases coming up for February 2023. January didn't have too many things. I mean, we had Forspoken, we had Dead Space, and we had the surprise drop from Hi-Fi Rush. I think those were, I would say, maybe the 3 biggest titles that came out this month. One Piece Odyssey, we can throw that in there, and then Persona 3 Portable. I mean, that's a pretty nice little chunk of things coming out. But is there anything you're excited to go? I mean, I have a list, but off the top of your head, anything you're excited for in February that you might play?
I don't think so.
Nothing. That
I'm excited to play in February. I'm like still trying to go through my backlog, so.
Yeah. I mean, you're not wrong. The backlog is strong. I mean,
yeah. Let me take a look at the list real quick here.
Honestly, I didn't know that there was too much coming out in February, but it's, there's some games I think for everyone depending on what you like, but it doesn't feel like it's still just, I don't think there's a real huge release. Completely.
I'm looking forward to Like a Dragon Ishin.
Yeah.
Is that next month? I gotta fucking finish.
Yeah, it's February
5 and 6 and Judgment and 7 and Lost Judgment.
You have to finish the entire Yakuza series before you can play that one? Isn't it technically a prequel?
No.
It's technically like a weird.
No, it's an alternate universe. It's like totally different. It's like a totally different story that has like characters from the Yakuza game. Like it's them. I mean, if you know what Ishin is, right? Like you've seen it, or?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah, so basically it just uses characters from the Yakuza universe, but it's not them or their ancestors. It's just like them playing a character in an ancient Japanese kind of story. It's cool. It's pretty cool actually, yeah. But I don't know.
Originally came out, was it PS3, PS4? PS3 or 4?
Yeah, so for anyone who doesn't know what Yakuza, or I guess at this point, Like a Dragon Ishin is, it was a launch title for the PS4 in Japan. So Japan got the PS4 like a little bit later than it did in North America.
Yep, yep.
And one of the launch titles was Like a Dragon Ishin, which actually also came out on PS3 at the time. So it
Okay.
launched on it came out on PS3, like it was playing at like 30 frames per second, and they're like, well, if you get on PS4, it plays at 60. I'm like, whoa, double the frame rate.
Hey man,
But
that was the whole point of a PS4 back then. Get yourself
yeah,
60 FPS, man.
yeah. So I got Yakuza Ishin when I got my PS4 because I didn't know what to play actually. So I got a PS4, but I was like, I don't even know what I want to play on this thing. So I was like, I'll get this game. It looks pretty good.
Hmm.
Um, but when I bought it, I actually had never, ever, ever played a Yakuza game before, so I had no idea who the characters were. Or I know I just said they're not the same characters, but it's the same like likeness and it's kind of like their personality, so it's kind of cool, you know.
Uh-huh.
But
Uh-huh.
I didn't know who anyone was, and so I was just in it for the gameplay, which was like really addictive and really fun. It's a Yakuza game, so like
It's
wacky side stories and like and the fun like combat and stuff like that.
mhm.
Um, but this was back when really close to when I had first moved to Japan, so my Japanese wasn't that good, and
Oh,
I had no idea like what was
oh, that's
happening
right.
in the
Because yeah,
story. Yeah,
this is just straight up in Japanese, and it's in I don't know which time period, feudal time, feudal Japan, whatever. But they're also speaking in that dialect, right? Like that old school
yeah,
Japanese too. So
yeah, and it uses a kanji. It uses the old kanji for numbers, like so in your heat gauge when it shows like your level of heat gauge,
uh-huh.
it would show like the number, but it would use the old
Oh,
kanji.
there's an old kanji for one.
Well, ichi is ichi, but like ni is
Oh,
not
okay.
like it's
I was about to
not
say
it's
like, whoa.
if you never if you've never seen them before, then I guess you haven't seen them before.
I
But
don't think
like
I've seen those before.
yeah, it's just it's old kanji. So like two like ni isn't the ni you're thinking of right now. It's like one, two, it's like one, two, three, four, five, six strokes or something. It's crazy. I was like, what
It's
is that? Oh,
six
it's two.
strokes instead of two strokes. Wow, that's
It's really rare.
crazy.
Obviously, it's not used too much anymore unless it's used for like names or places that might still use it. But yeah, so the numbers, I was like, I didn't learn this in university. So yeah. So I didn't really know what the story was. So I'm looking forward to playing it either in Japanese now that my Japanese is a lot better, or in English because it'll be sent. I'll send you on Discord. Like this is the kanji for the old kanji for ni.
I've got to,
It is at six strokes.
this is yeah, I'm taking a look at this now, and it is the crazy thing is I've definitely seen that, but I never would have associated that with a number.
That's two. It means two. Yep.
I've definitely seen it before in different places, just you know on signs or billboards. That's a name or whatever. I've
Yeah,
never
it's used for names and stuff now because
what
obviously it's
what the
yeah.
heck? That's a little too much for the number two.
Yeah, so it uses like the old kanji counting system. Anyways, yeah, so I was playing it and I didn't know what the story. I barely knew what was going on with the story. And since I didn't know what was going on with the story, I was just like running around and just getting into fights because that's all I really know, like how to play the game. Uh,
um,
but
yeah.
now I'm looking forward to like playing it again. So it's still a Yakuza game, so you have like wacky side stories and like just weird shit and it's fun to see like stores that exist in modern day. So for example, there's like a Hanamaru Udon, which is like a
Oh,
udon
okay, yeah,
chain
that's one of the older ones. Yeah.
in Japan. And so the newer Yakuza games will have every Yakuza game has like some weird kind of like branding in it. So
Hmm.
Yakuza games will have like Don Quixote, or you can get like Suntory whiskey, or like you know what I mean? Like
I mean the actual product placement in these games is kind of it's next level. I mean, it links the
it's legit, yeah.
authenticity too. Like so, like
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people, even in your chat, or because I know when you play Yakuza, a lot of people were like, "Oh snap!" Like when I went to Japan or
Like it's a
whatever,
real
like
thing, yeah.
it's a real thing. Like I can base my experience in Yakuza close to my experience when I went to Japan. It's similar because like when you see those sites or when you see those foods and things, it's like, oh, this is not only how it is, but like this is how you order. Like that's how it is. You know what I mean? Like it's really
Yeah,
authentic.
there's a huge number of like real brands in the Yakuza games. So like Pronto Cafe is like a real cafe you can go to, and like Ace Cook, that's like a instant
Oh
noodle
god, not the
company.
Ace Cook.
Like
No, never,
yeah,
never
they have
again.
like billboards in the game, and there's like a side quest in 4 maybe or 3 where this guy's like, I want to make like my own like I don't make the best instant ramen. You have to help this guy make Ace Cook instant ramen, like legit. It's like insane. Oh, I remember I was in 4, I think it was, or it could be 5 actually. I can't remember because I was been binging them. But like you talk to a bunch of like I think it's construction workers, and they're like, oh, we're so hungry, but like we like can't get our food, and you're like, and they're like, I want curry, and you're like, okay, I'll get you your curry. And then the main character, like Kiryu's like, where can I get curry? And then of course you have to go to Matsuya. It's the real fucking fast
Not the
food chain.
Matsuya, man. Not the Matsuya.
Yeah, you have to go to Matsuya and you have to order like curry, and then you have to go and like bring these guys their Matsuya curry. And I'm like,
They got like the cheapest curry they could find. I've never had Matsuya curry. Maybe once, but I mean it's known for beef bowls, and it's like it's hard to bring myself to do it.
Anyways, the point is it's funny to see these because it still has tie-in, right? Because it's like a Yakuza game.
Yeah.
But it's like not obviously modern. So you're like in an ancient Dagihote, or you're, you know what I mean? It's like,
it's gonna be.
It's really funny.
Honestly, I think a lot of people are gonna jump into it. You know, Like a Dragon really started gaining more steam for the series, and now, you know, honestly, I still have to go through it. And it's something where before, I remember when it first launched, you know, like Yakuza on PS2 and like 1, 2, whatever, through those, it was like this really respected, like, yo, this is the Japanese GTA, man.
It was really, marketed. Yeah, it was marketed as a Japanese GTA heavily. I think at the time, GTA was obviously a really big game on PS2. It basically was one of the defining games of the console, right?
Yeah.
So when they like brought Yakuza over, they're like, well, how do we push this? Oh, it's like GTA, I guess, but it's so.
But they did a great job.
Split off, It's its own thing now. So I think if you ask any gamer in this year, like in our year of our Lord 2023, they would know that Yakuza games are not GTA games. Like they're
like that genre even itself has it is what it is. But it used to be very niche. It was just like, oh yeah, if you've been to Japan or you want to feel like you're going to Japan, pick up one of these Yakuza titles. You're in for a ride. But
they're fun. I think you want to play them. They're good. They're really fun games.
I do. I think I'm going to end up starting with Like a Dragon.
Which one? Ishin?
The Ishin. No, not Ishin, but
E7?
7 technically, yeah.
So I was playing 7 too. So I was like, I don't really, and this is true. You actually don't need to play the other games if you want to just enjoy 7, and nothing's stopping you. But still, you kind of lose out on a bit of like the world building. You kind of lose out.
Easter eggs, not Easter eggs, but just like some of the familiarity you might have with some of the places.
Yeah, like because like it does take place in obviously the series is chronological, right? So
yeah.
If you jump into 7, you're jumping into the world of like 2020, right? But like a lot has happened. A lot has happened in like that universe.
In that universe, I was gonna say in Japan, not much has changed since 20. If you go back.
Well, no, because the Yakuza games always take place in the year that they come out in, right?
Yeah.
So Yakuza 7 came out in 2020, 2019, 2019, I think.
Like that? 1920?
Yeah, well, basically like 2-3 years ago, right? But a lot has happened in the universe of Yakuza. So like the series starts in the series starts in 2002, I guess. Like, yeah.
It's somewhere around there.
Yeah,
we'll go from flip phones and beepers to actual smartphones.
So like smartphones. So like when I was playing through 3 and stuff, and everything, they pulled up like flip phones. I'm like, damn, this game is dated. Holy shit.
Don't worry. I watched all of ER. That was my time skips.
Yeah. So when you play through the remasters of 3 and 4, there's like a warning that shows up when you boot the game that says like this story takes place in this year, and all the is it? It says like the laws and the morals are grounded in that time period.
That's pretty cool. I mean, honestly, it's like almost like people playing Breath of the Wild. There's a bunch of people who that was their first Yakuza game. So and
you mean Zelda game?
Well, yeah, the Zelda game, but in terms of Yakuza, Like a Dragon was their first.
Yeah. Oh, for a lot of people, you mean? Yeah, I see.
For a lot of people. So it's interesting to see how they also think of it. But
so you can jump in on. I was doing that too. I got like 4-6 hours into 7, and I was like, you know what? I was like, I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna pause this playthrough, and I'm gonna run through the whole series, and then I'm gonna come back to here. So that's what I'm doing right now.
Okay. Okay. So that's coming out on the 21st of February if you're looking forward to that. And yeah, we've got like some other games that are coming out obviously. I'm looking forward to, and cuz we're not even going to go look over this entire list. It's not really that much cuz like if I were a Destiny person, yeah, Destiny 2 Lightfall that could be something. And then there is a Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe. I think that's the multiplayer Kirby game if I remember correctly. Um,
I think
I
it's
think
a
that's
re-release.
it's a re-release.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it'll if I click that link, it'll tell me. It'll tell me. Octopath Traveler 2. I think this is one of those times once again where Square
Oh shit, that's
Enix
February.
is like releasing stuff and we don't realize that they're releasing stuff because they have Octopath Traveler 2 on the 24th and then they have Theater Rhythm Final Bar Line on the 16th of February. So once again, we've got these two Square Enix games coming out and I don't think they've really promoted them at all. Like I
I
don't
mean,
remember.
they're kind of promoting two a little bit now. At least in Japan, I think they're like, hey, it's this guy. He's one of the players, one of the playable characters. I'm like, okay, cool. But like, I didn't really dawn on me that two is coming out really soon here.
Yeah,
Although
it's
Theater Rhythm and Octopath 2, I think are a little bit of a different
they're
audience because it's
different
music. It's like a
audience.
music game that doesn't mean anything. It doesn't have any story. So, um,
Are you gonna? Do you think you'll end up eventually catch? Cause I think you said your girlfriend played Octopath Traveler or
yeah,
finished it,
she
but
did.
you, yeah, is she
No, I
excited
never.
about this one?
I don't think she knows it's coming out actually.
Damn,
So,
Square,
yeah,
Square. Well, you know what we forgot? Forspoken was technically Square. It's technically Square Enix too. Sometimes I forget that game was for Square Enix.
yeah.
So yeah, I mean that's coming out and almost a year to the almost a year from Triangle Strategy. I think Triangle Strategy was like March.
March, kind of think so. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's the same studio, same
I
graphic
think it
style,
is.
but is it
I think it is the
still?
same studio.
Okay, okay. So
I
you know,
think. Yeah.
for anyone who's looking forward to that game or Theater Rhythm, which has 300 plus songs in it from across the Final Fantasy series, you can definitely go ahead and grab those. Those are you know, I'm sometimes tempted to do the rhythm game stuff, but um, I I don't know. I don't know if I would stick with it. You know what I mean? I don't know if I would completely just play 380 something songs. It's a lot of songs. A
I
lot of
think
songs.
it depends if you like are familiar with most of them, right? That's the fun of
Uh-huh.
it. Because I mean, the music is usually good, but I think you would really want to. You'd probably be more invested in if you're like, oh, I love all these songs from all these games, and even played some of them, and it's kind of lost on you, right?
That's true. That's true. We also have Wild Hearts, which is the game from Koei Tecmo and EA. That's
Yeah.
a
Hmm.
kind of like I mean it's basically Monster Hunter plus Fortnite in terms of your building structures while you're playing.
Oh,
Uh,
you build it. It has a build system.
it has a build system, so that's coming out on the February 22nd. And no, sorry, February 17th as well. And I don't know, there hasn't been a lot on the game, like in terms of these are the weapons, but it seems like from a couple of the trailers they put out, it has a lot of the same classes as Monster Hunter, but some of those weapons in terms of like your longsword is also a great sword, which is also a staff. So they've got some of these changing weapons going on. But yeah, it's a four-player hunting style game with the standard Ninja Gaiden, that sort of ish combat, Neo, whatever that area. But I don't know. I haven't really seen a lot of marketing put into it for it to be kind of a cross collaboration between two publishers. Um, but it looks interesting. I mean, we don't have too many hunting genre games that come out outside
Is
of
EA
God Eater, and
publishing it? I think EA is publishing
I
it.
think
No,
EA is publishing it, and then Koei
and then Koei
Tecmo
Tecmo just developing it,
is
right?
developing it. Yeah, but it's through some weird program that EA has. I
Is
don't
that the
even
same program that Titanfall was under until before they got purchased by EA directly?
what do you know what that program was?
It was like a EA, like not a startup kind of thing, but like a EA like will help you program kind of thing. And then they just got purchased after Titanfall 2. Titanfall. I don't know if it's still the same
EA
program.
Originals.
Is it? Yeah.
That's what this is. What it's under. I don't know what else is under this label. Like I kind of want to know. I'm kind of curious because
Yeah, I'm trying to look it up right now because like Titanfall was the same thing. Like yeah, like Respawn was independent, and then they struck a deal with EA, and then yeah, they got purchased after Titanfall 2, and now all they do is make Apex Legends. But
EA Originals, something I did not expect to get into today, or at least check. Okay, so I mean, there's not a lot of games underneath the label. I don't think. Maybe I'm crazy. So we got Wild Hearts, It Takes Two, Unravel 2.
oh, okay.
Uh, either it's loading. Oh, okay. Lost in Random. There's a couple other games. Sea of Solitude. I did play that last year. It's pretty good. A Way Out. I think we've seen there were some VTubers that played that game. A Way Out. It's like
Yeah, a
the
way out.
prison.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it's really
So
good. It's really good for like collab streams, right? So
okay, okay. So uh, Fee. I know I saw someone playing that, but it seems like there's a lot of. If that's the list of games, then I want to say mainly co-op titles. Rocket
seems
Arena.
it seems that way.
Yeah, and a couple of like third-person, you know, adventure titles, platformer type deals. It Takes Two, that's up there. But yeah, mainly co-op games. Very interesting label. I mean, that's just what they do, I guess. I don't know. Huh. Oh look, that's not EA original. That's just Apex, which I guess has a new season. I don't know.
Oh, does it? I know we just had a split like 2 weeks ago. A new season should be coming up soon, I think.
It's like the one game I have not touched. I don't actually know what's going on in Apex. The last I heard was Horizon. They did something to her, and that was, you know, I think they fixed something for her that, her aiming while she's on her tactical
Did they
whatever.
nerf it or did they buff it?
It seems like they added when they updated it. Whenever she's on her tactical, she would the spray would be drastically increased.
Uh huh.
And then they said, "Oh, sorry, it wasn't supposed to be like that." So they reverted it. So now you can actually fire on her tactical and actually hit accurately. But
Okay.
people are suspecting that in
It,
actuality it's supposed to be there, just not now. Like that change is supposed to happen.
I
Just
can see that. Yeah.
yeah,
So
yeah.
it eventually it'll be that way. Yeah, I see.
Eventually, yeah. So that was the last I kind of heard in my sphere of
Hmm.
Apex news. Um,
Yeah, I
yeah,
haven't looked at patch notes in a long time.
I haven't. It's been a
I
while.
mean,
We
I still play pretty often. I just haven't looked at patch notes in a while.
Oh, okay, okay. Well, I mean, that game's still doing good, so I mean, hopefully, I know that. You know what they did do? They changed, or they're working on changing the skill-based matchmaking system. That was the big thing that I heard that they're actually working on, which is pretty cool. Making sure that
Okay.
if you're in a team of three and two people are maybe they're beginners and you're actually like you're an experienced player, it'll try to find a level that's closer to the beginner players
Than it is for you.
than
So
it
you
is
can
for you.
just
So
so you can dominate
like
that
like
game.
you might dominate, but at least your friends are not getting dominated.
Yeah.
So I don't know. So that's something that's working right there. And in terms of just like other games coming out, Returnal's on the 15th. I'm actually gonna pick that up and play co-op with a friend. Because that game I've wanted it, with more PS5 games coming to PC finally, or over time. I'm glad that that's one of them that is sooner rather than later. And then yeah, Hogwarts Legacy on February 10th.
Right.
That
Hmm.
game, which which honestly I will say, in for me personally, I every time they've shown this game, I have actually thought it's looked better and better. And
Yeah.
it started out looking good. you
It's like a
know
third person shooter, but with magic wands, right?
Third person shooter with magic wands and the Harry Potter universe. I know a lot of people, well, there's a split between, and obviously for good reasons too. Depending on how you feel about, can you separate the author from the IP that's been created? Can you enjoy this universe still?
Yeah, I mean, it's a question that it's a moral compass question that comes up for not just video games, but for everything. Like, can you still listen to Kanye West? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, that's the. Can I listen to the old Kanye? Yes, I can still listen to the
old
old
Kanye.
Kanye. Anytime Kanye has that song where he's just talking about, I miss the old Kanye. I'm like, yeah, me too, bro. Where you at?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, there's a CG trailer on the screen right now, but just going into kind of like a little bit of the gameplay, it's just very polished. And for me, I've only dabbled in Harry Potter stuff. I've never read the books. I tried when they
You've
first
wait, you've
came out.
never read Harry Potter?
I tried the first week Harry Potter came out. I went to my school library and I tried to read. I'm a very horrible reader. I tried and
What do
I
you mean by
got
horrible?
to
Like you just can't read? Like
I like
I don't understand.
I lose interest reading very very quickly. Um
Yeah.
and it's just it was like, "Oh, okay, I like fantasy stuff. Maybe this is what I'll like." And
But have you seen the movies though?
but I've seen the movies and I
All
don't
of
mind
them.
the movies. I've watched all the movies that have come out.
Okay, well I guess you don't need to read the books. Just watch just watch
Just
the
watch the
movies. Yeah.
movies. Um, but yeah, from the character creation and then of course to like just the gameplay and stuff that they do have going on. I just think it looks polished and nice in an open world. And the dev team, I want to support them if I do end up buying this game. It's I don't. I've already told Stream I'm not gonna stream it just because I don't know what or who might try to come into the chat.
I guess you could do subs only if you really wanted to stream it, but
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, I just figure if I do buy it, I'll just play it by myself and see how it is. Um,
it's Steam Deck verified.
oh really?
I'm
See,
pretty sure at least. I'm pretty sure it's Steam Deck verified.
anytime I buy stuff on Steam
You like
now,
double check if it's
yeah,
Steam Deck
I'm
verified?
looking like, is it Steam Deck verified? I don't even. Man, Crisis Core, is it Steam Deck verified?
Let me take
That's
a
just
look.
me. That's me
Yeah.
now.
I mean me too. I mean now that I own a Steam Deck because it's pretty awesome. So
It's just really nice to know.
I had a glitch, but speaking of Steam Deck, by the way, I had a glitch today. Resuming. This has happened multiple times, but like when I resume my Steam Deck from sleep, sometimes the audio gets fucked up, like it gets choppy. So I
Oh,
said
okay.
restart the game. But I'm playing FS6 right now, right? And I
Okay, yeah.
resumed my Steam Deck from sleep, and all the music and all the sound effects are playing at double speed. It was so fucking weird. It
Huh.
was so weird. Yeah.
That is weird. I will say, my One Piece save did fix itself, so it's no longer at 39
Yeah, I
hours.
noticed that too. Yeah, so FF6 for me was like 170 hours, and it like reverted back to 30.
I'm
So
like, thank you,
yeah,
because I definitely needed for my sanity to know that I had not played that game for 40 hours. That's when I'm probably actually gonna just end up playing that entire game on the Steam Deck
yeah, it's
since
good.
I dropped it from stream. Just
You don't stream it. You're not streaming it anymore.
if anyone is looking to play One Piece Odyssey and you are a fan, I think it's great. There's a lot of fun stuff about that game. However, it's a very old, like like standard JRPG in which every 10 seconds it's
It's a random
literally
encounter.
I wish it were a random encounter. Every 10 seconds it's more like a cutscene.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then the random encounters for whatever reason, well not the random encounters, but the fights themselves, they're really easy. Like
Oh,
like
yeah. I
actually
heard it's easy. I heard it's easy actually. Yeah.
actually so easy that I had to check if there was a difficulty mode, and there is none. And I thought
Hmm.
that maybe I bought like some DLC pass to power myself up or something. Nope, it's just enemies just don't do any damage to you. You have like you never have to worry about your MP, like for your skill gauge.
Right.
You just use it, and I'm just like, oh
Yeah,
okay.
I heard it's pretty easy actually. You gotta be careful if not to over level or something like that.
I don't even think I need to level. I
Oh,
don't
you
think
could
you
just do
need.
the story. Yeah.
I
Well,
feel
it's
like you
easy
can just
then.
do the
Like, yeah,
story.
yeah,
So
that's fun.
it's nice in that respect. Is there anything else? There's Tales of
Symphonia
Symphonia. Yes,
for like the fourth time. Yeah.
for the fourth time. If you didn't get it on
So it's on
GameCube
GameCube
or
and then PS2 if you're Japanese or can speak Japanese at least, and then PS3 and PC, and now Switch. And what else is the remaster coming to?
what else is it? What else is it not coming to? That's a good
Well, because it
question.
already exists on PC, so like they're not gonna put it on PC again.
I feel like it's That should be it, right?
It's PS4. It's PS4, and then maybe PS5 as well. Probably not. Probably just PS4. So Switch and PS4, then two new consoles that are gets being added to.
Okay. So with this, have they officially kind of remastered all of the Tales games pre Xbox
No, not
360
by no, not
or
at
anything?
all. No.
We
I
still
mean,
got
if we're
some?
missing Abyss. I mean, the Abyss exists on the 3DS. I don't know if you want to count that as a remaster, but Abyss is
Okay.
missing, and Legendia, and like all the PS2 ones. So Destiny 1 and 2. Yeah. So
Okay. Well, they still
Hearts, I
got,
think. I
still
don't
have a
know if they
bunch.
will do the. I think they did. I think some interviewed randomly somewhere. They're like, we are thinking of more remasters. I'm like, okay, well, of course you are. I mean, if they make money, right?
If they
But
make money. I'm
yeah,
curious to see because I mean, Arise did so well. Do you think people who played Arise would go back to
would we go
experience
back? It's a good.
these?
That's a
Because
good
these are some of the
question.
best. At least when I was in college or whatever, friends would be like, "Oh man, you play that Tales of Symphonia? You play this Vesperia, man? This was awesome, man." And
I
I
think
like I never
like
played them, so
well back then there was a bit of a different field because like Symphonia was like the GameCube RPG JRPG to play, but like
mhm.
well, what else are you gonna play, right? Because but now you have so many good JRPGs to choose from. You don't need to play Tales, right? You could
that's
play
that's true.
Persona, Final Fantasy. I guess if you have a Switch, that's the Xenoblade or whatever. So many games to play now, so like it's a bit of a different field. That being said, Arise is a good game. I liked Arise a lot. I think it's a
Mhm.
very good direction for the modern Tales game. But like, I don't know. I'm kind of biased because actually I've been playing a lot of Tales games,
Okay, okay.
but I don't know if like someone who jumped in on Arise would like Symphonia.
I mean, I know it's a
Uh,
very stilted combat system,
Yeah,
like
versus someone who's coming from Persona 5 and going to P3, it's relatively the same, right?
yeah, yeah.
But like a rise to Symphonia. I tried to play Symphonia recently. Like I have it on PC. So I was like, oh, I love this game. I loved it as a kid playing it. So I was like, I'm gonna play Symphonia. And I got to my first battle. I was like, Jesus, this is not
This
like
is
what I.
this
My
is not what
memory is
my
so
memory.
different. Like this is. I don't remember
I
this. Like
I
this is not
was
how I remember. Yeah.
like I was listening to someone and it was just funny how when they said this it made so much sense. Like we when we're younger we don't have any bias against a lot of stuff. So like when we remember
Yeah.
it, we're just like, oh, it was so amazing. It was like I
Yeah.
love this. But then when you go back and actually like play it, watch it or whatever, sometimes it holds up and other times it's just like, what was I doing? Like why? Like actually why? What was so
Yeah.
good about this? And
So it was like it was really tough for me to try to go back to Symphonia because I was like, I know you just got to give it some time and you got to be like, okay, I got to get used to this battle system because like Symphonia is on a strictly a 2D plane.
yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
you can sidestep. I'm not. You can sidestep in Abyss for sure, but I think Symphonia is just strictly 2D. So imagine it's like a super shitty fighting game, I guess. Like,
I'm
maybe
looking
that's the
at it
battle.
now.
Yeah,
I'm just looking at
yeah. Like,
and then you activate your special moves. I feel like I could take this on my PSP and be like, yeah.
yeah. So just imagine like a super
Oh,
shitty fighting game if you're not watching the video podcast. But and if you come from Arise, which is super 3D, obviously very dynamic, very very ARPG.
right, right.
Back in the GameCube days, this was the shit. This was like the ARPG. You know what I mean? Like this is
Yeah, this
like
this this was the stuff. Like you had
it's
this in
like
Kingdom
this like
Hearts.
this is
Like
this
this
isn't
is stuff
turn
you
based. Like
had.
there's like none of that turn based
This
shit.
is
You know what I mean?
stuff
Like
that
so
you
yeah.
had.
I don't
Oh
know.
man.
I mean, if you have never played Symphonia or God forbid any of the newer ones like Bizarre or Zestiria, and you for some reason jumped in on Arise, that's your very first Tales game. I would be very curious to see what you would think of Symphonia if you try to play it.
They're still I'd be curious too. But I think those are the biggest games. Biggest, I don't know. We still haven't hit the huge titles for. I know you're looking forward to just 16 this year. That's it. I don't know if you have any other games outside of 16.
Seven Rebirth, yeah.
If Rebirth comes out this year, I'm still saying it's next year, man. I'm still calling next year for Rebirth. Early winter,
Like early
spring, whatever.
2024.
Yeah, yeah,
I mean, it could because we know Seven Remake was supposed to be September or something like that,
yeah, yeah.
and
And
then
then
it got delayed to like February, I think, of
was it April?
2020.
Was it February or April?
Well, yeah. Well,
I
maybe it was
think there was
April.
like another delay, but it was a very small.
I do remember that North America got it first because they were like, of the pandemic, they're like, we want to make sure you can play it early or on time. So they
On
shipped out all
time,
those
they
copies
shipped it out.
early.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And then I was, being in Japan, I'm just like, oh, ship it to me. Like, I want to play
I want to
it.
play it.
Yeah.
Oh man. And this is off topic, but if you are looking for a Steam Deck, apparently they're stocked now. If you're in, Asia,
Yeah. You can
you
just
don't
buy it.
you can just
Yeah.
buy it. Now I'm just
Yeah.
like, I guess I could have waited, but I'm glad I bought it
I'm
early.
glad
I
also
never
that I didn't. Yeah. Cause I got so much use out of it over the break. I,
Yeah.
put so many hours into it. So
So,
it's good.
yeah. I think we have a lot of good stuff coming up for this year, of course, next month. And then there is one FMV game I'm going to be playing. I don't know why I'm so addicted to these FMV games, but I've played at
Probably
least 10
because
now.
Probably for the same reason that people really like watching B movies because they're like they know that they're not good movies, but they just like kind of enjoy how shitty they are. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. Some of them are good. Some of them are actually like so good. You're just like, because I mean, you're one of two people, you and Ehe, who experienced Erica with me.
That was a
Uh, the
legendary
legendary,
stream.
the
Yeah, in the
legendary
early
stream. We all
like
just left that stream going like, what?
one of these days when you're like super big, you have hundreds of viewers every single stream. You're gonna remember the one Erica stream where you had two people. I couldn't stop watching, so I popped in on that stream, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Just to be like, hey, what's up? Like, what are you doing? I like couldn't stop watching. I was like, I hate this game, but I can't click away. I don't know what's wrong.
It
Couldn't.
was so it was
Yeah.
something. There was something about Erica that you're just like, what the heck? And then up until
Yeah,
now,
it was
there's
like I don't know what's going. I cannot predict what's gonna happen next. Like I legitimately don't know what's gonna happen.
we had I had no basis of like what
Yeah.
a good one was or like a bad FMV game is. Now I have such a range, like I can tell like, okay, when I go back to Erica, I know how to judge it more properly because we always knew the production value was good, but man, there's some great production values with great actual direction and cinematography and fight choreography. Man, I've seen
Like
some crazy stuff, but
it looks good, but it also looks like a B movie, I
it's a
guess. You know what I mean? Yeah.
oh man. So if you're looking for if you want to check us out on Twitch, I do stream every Friday, Saturday, and Wednesday,
So
Sunday.
what days are then? What
I don't
days
know.
did you
Like
say?
every time I want to add more days, like because it's like half in order: Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Wednesday. I want to say Monday every time, but
So wait, what? So your stream days are Friday, Saturday.
Sunday,
They
Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Wednesday.
those are your stream days. Okay.
Wait, you want me to say Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday? Is that?
That makes more sense in my mind. Like, why start on Friday? You know what I mean? Like,
It's a good. Because the Wednesday stream never counts in my mind. I guess
like the week starts on Friday for you. Like, what?
it just starts. The stream starts on Friday.
You should have said Sunday then. You should have said Sunday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. That makes way more sense. Yeah.
That one's weird because it's just like I when it's consecutive, I'm like, okay, I'm streaming Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Wednesday.
No, but the week starts on Sunday or Monday if you are a Monday start person.
So I have to do Sunday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday.
Saturday. Yeah.
It's so weird in my mind. Anyways, if you want to check me out, I'm at NinjaTrixta, NinjaTrixta, playing Resident Evil Village right now, and we'll be starting up Hi-Fi Rush this week. Where can they find you?
Sweet. Yeah, you can.
What days do you stream?
I stream on Wednesday, Thursday now. I used to stream Tuesday, Thursday, but now I'm just streaming Wednesday, Thursday because it's way easier on me as like a human. Because I was like really busy on Tuesday. But yeah, you can check me out on Twitch at twitch.tv/route24, ROUTE24. And what am I streaming this week? Probably Power Wash Simulator, and then I'm probably gonna go back to a JRPG. So either Persona 3 Portable again, or maybe I might start another one like Ease 9 or The Roll Dance with You. We'll see.
Oh, that's pretty good. I will say, yeah, Power Wash Simulator with the Tomb Raider DLC. So
That's why I'm so pumped for it.
I'm
so excited.
For
Yeah,
Power Wash.
ironically, yeah. Like, I bought that game like last year, whatever, to be like, oh, come check out a weird, wacky stream. We're gonna power wash stuff, and then it turned out I love that game so much that I just like play it all the
That's your
time.
cozy game. That's the cozy game.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
honestly, outside of Vampire Survivors, you probably played those two games the most. Like Vampire Survivors
Yeah.
and Power Wash.
It's such a good game when you're like, I don't want to like think, I don't want to like read text, I don't want to like read dialogue in character. I'm just gonna like spray something with water for, you know what I mean?
That's all it is.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all it is. So, definitely go ahead and check us out there on Twitch, and of course, you can follow us on Twitter at UGP_cast. And yeah, if you are listening on Google Play Podcasts, Spotify, Apple, any of those audio services, go ahead and leave a review for us. Let us know what you want to see, and check out the YouTube channel, Unknown Games Podcast, where we've got these episodes plus we've got some couple other treats that you might find. More goodies.
Yeah. Actual treats, literal candy.
Lots of candy.
No, we don't have candy.
Well, no, we don't solicit candy. No soliciting candy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, enjoy your releases for February, everyone. We will be back next week with another episode 158, almost close to 200.
Every episode, we should highlight a Pokemon. We should highlight the Pokemon that number is. So next episode, we'll talk about the 158th Pokemon, which is who is that? It'd be
Pokemon.
It's like that's like Chikorita would be 105, like 52.
Oh, is it Totodile?
Is it Totodile?
Did you get Totodile?
It would be for Alligator, I'm pretty sure.
What the heck? I don't know.
In the National Dex, look up National Dex 150. It is Totodile. You're right. You know, it's Totodile.
It's Totodile. Yeah. Okay. So we'll be talking about Totodile.
Such a dumb idea, but yeah.
Smallness of its body.
There's like 1,000 Pokemon, so we're good for
there's
a while.
1,000.
We're good for a while.
What no one knows is that Pokemon really does have the biggest fighting game roster and MOBA roster in history.
That's true. Holy shit. Oh man, yeah. They bet you when they're like, we should do a MOBA. We're like, we don't have to think about new characters for a long time.
And the worst part is it takes them so long to come out with new characters for Unite. They're already made. What the heck?
I mean, just give them time, man. Like this Unite's gonna be the next league, dude. It's gonna last for 10 plus years.
Pokemon money never.
I'll be straight with you. If they put Unite on PC, like on Steam, I'd probably check it out. Yeah, I'd probably check it out. It would be
much better. It'd be much better. Honestly,
yeah.
Honestly, some of the just normal frame rate issues and just some things that happen in that game would just be much better.
Does it have frame rate issues even on Switch?
It has frame rate issues when you're in the menus. Lobbies, bizarre. Like they run horribly slow. But when it comes to like
on the Switch, right? What about a mobile? Just curious. Fine. What about a mobile's fine?
Mobile's fine. So like in the match, if you try to like turn, so you can turn over the player cards that you're about to face in a match while the game is loading. You can for whatever reason on mobile, there's a button that turns them all over. On the Switch, that button doesn't exist. So you have to turn them over individually. It takes half a second or a whole second to turn one card over. You can barely flip over the entire team.
I'm curious because there are like mobile devices, like iOS devices now, like iPads, for instance, that are extremely powerful.
Yeah.
That are like probably more powerful than a Switch itself. So I'm wondering if like the best version of Pokemon Unite is
mobile.
Like not.
It's mobile. Okay. It's the mobile version. When you look at Worlds, more than half of the players were all on a phone.
That's so funny. And but I'm just saying, sorry, if they put Unite on a PC, I'd probably actually check it out.
That would be nice. I kind of hope they would. Expand the player base. Expand it.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
We'll catch you all later for some more Totodile talk next week.
Yeah, sounds good.
Check y'all later.
All right, peace.
Peace.